There it is. Coyote moving across the landscape. Such a beautiful animal. Oh, you can barely see it. So perfectly blends into the landscape. I was doing my sit spot work and project. It's my sit spot. So just thinking and paying attention, and I saw that coyote cross. Just trying to be present. That was really a beautiful thing. I wanted to capture it in the moment, so I tried to turn on my phone. But while I was thinking about just whatever came to mind, I started thinking about the projects that people do. And you can see this hill, irrigation. It just recently got cleared. They put up some like erosion fencing, and oh shoot, this is gonna be hard. But right here, oh, this is not working. But there's plants, bunch of little plants in plastic pots that they're gonna plant, and I'm assuming that they're native, because they did this project earlier right here. This is a major road. The straight line, obviously nature doesn't do straight lines, goes straight through the center of town, like towards the coast, way further down. But you can tell this is unnatural, this embankment. These other hills are more undulating and round, but this section right here is not. It's you know, in order for that road to pass through that area, they had to move and do a lot of earthworks, and they're having erosion issues. So one of their projects was to prevent a main road from potentially in the future having really catastrophic problems. So they did plant natives. They sprayed chemicals, and then they weed whacked everything that wasn't natives, and they planted some natives. It's hard to see, but there's little cones protecting the natives that they did plant. So that's a project. This is a newer project, quite large. And then in the distance, I hadn't noticed this before, but there's actually 3 people. My camera is struggling to capture them, and they're not moving fast enough where I think you'll easily be able to pick them up, but they're right here in the landscape. Anyways, there's 3 of them, and I know what everything looks like in my sit spot. I love this sit spot. And where they're working, there's artificial green. It almost looks like the stuff they spray when they're trying to put turf down, and they spray that green, unnatural looking green. In the camera, it doesn't show up, but I can clearly see there's this unnatural green where they're working. So that's a project. The sit spot that I currently am is next to a neighborhood, and there's a drainage right here, which will be, that's a cement culvert going straight over the side of a hill, which, yeah, it's not smart, but okay, well, let's not focus on that. But this was a project, this all got disturbed. This is unnatural. This hill is unnatural. The housing development is right here, and they disturbed this land. They did earthworks here. This is a trail that goes right here, obviously unnatural, but the housing development over here was a project, and they manipulated the land and changed it in this project. Just on the other side of this hill, this is supposed to be a natural area because when they develop these areas, they're supposed to set aside natural space. It's like I don't know if it's a law, it's a regulation, but developers are supposed to set aside space. So just on the other side of this hill, I understand kids want to build like bike jumps, so that's their project, but they've destroyed a lot of the natural habitat. A couple weeks ago, there's 2 organizations that joined forces, and they went over to the other side where the bike jumps were, where the kids had created their project. And the 2 organizations were to, conserve the natural environment and knock down the bike jumps. They did that, and they're trying to protect the habitat. That was their project. They didn't, however, if they had all the tools and they had high school volunteers, they had all the hand tools, they had 20, 30 people out there, they could have installed water harvesting features, which they didn't. They just knocked down jumps, and that was their project. I guess I'm doing a project right now. I'm trying to complete a project. I'm talking to Waterstories team, family, and humans. We have all these projects. They have different objectives and goals, and I think about like all the projects in the world, all these goals, all these objectives, all these things that people are trying to push and move towards. And these projects, they don't align with, in the people world, they don't align with one another, and we get conflict and extraction, all these projects. And then I think about like when was the last time our project as humans, as a keystone species, aligned with nature? And then I think the obvious answer is when we were living on the land, indigenous communities everywhere in the world, everyone's ancestors at some point. And that's the last time our quote-unquote projects aligned with the land, and that was to survive on this like bountiful planet. And the recognition was that to survive, you can't destroy the thing you live in. So then you create religions and myths and stories and all these things to it's an instruction manual to exist for generations, 7th generation thinking, people for millennia like living in the same area and not destroying the thing that they're gifted. This it's such a beautiful thing. Like, I like my sit spot. I'm sure everyone around the world has a place. This is a native willow. It's giving me shade. I'm sitting in dappled shade. It's very comfortable. Sure, everyone in the world has a place that they come from, grew up, know, are familiar with, and I'm sure it has tremendous beauty. I don't think there's a place in the world that doesn't have tremendous beauty. But hopefully all of our projects, I'm seeing these projects, these human projects, and hopefully we can align these projects to get closer to what our ancestors were doing. Certainly this is a reason, one of the reasons I wanted to take the course. I think a lot of us, I don't think I'm unique amongst my peers here, and the mentors of Waterstories, people that have done it, the practitioners already. I do think we're unique in this day and age this modern society, I guess our project is unique. Hopefully that's not the case, you know, over time. Hopefully this project, our project, the Earth project, it's so necessary. Hopefully, you know, this there's just broader consciousness and awareness and adoption. I think these were fruitful thoughts. I'll end it here, but before I do, right here in the distance you see some clouds. That's the marine layer. We're several miles from the beach. So this time of year, they call it Maigret, June gloom. So the marine layer like fluctuates. Some days you have cloudy days, completely overcast, this moisture, this, I don't know the exact weather phenomena, climate, you know, mechanisms that create this, but this is a very constant thing, and it moves like a blanket over inland, recedes, goes back and forth. Some days they're sunny, some days they're completely overcast. And this is just this time of year. And today I can feel the cool breeze. It's just a beautiful day. And I can feel that moisture and that coolness from this influence, even though it's sunny. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got a second coyote moving across the land. I'm just gonna be quiet. We'll finish the session with this.